Welcome to New Stripe City, a YouTube channel for diehard Bengals fans. I'm your host, Ace Boogie. If you're new here, love the Bengals, be sure to subscribe so you get all of our content. If you're already a subscriber, be sure to hit that notification button and also leave us a like if you love some of the content that I'm coming out with. But I just wanted to discuss the final injury report for not only the Bengals but also the Dolphins. And it starts off with Giovanni Bernard, which we knew if you listen to my last video that Giovanni Bernard was likely out. Preston Brown had a shoulder injury. He was somewhat limited early in the week, but ends the week with 2 full practices. So definitely expect him to be there. Obviously, Tyler Eifert was put on IR. He's not practicing. Another interesting one is Michael Johnson. He was limited all week. Not sure exactly what his status will be. Carl Lawson seems to be battling some sort of ankle injury where he had a full practice and then was limited on Thursday, but finished with a full practice. So I expect Carl Lawson to be good to go. Joe Mixon had 2 limited practices early on, and then Friday he went full. And as my last video notated, I believe Joe Mixon's definitely going to end up coming back and playing. Marvin Lewis did say that he wanted to kind of keep his reps a little down, so that's something to pay attention to. Billy Price, I will be touching on another video on Billy Price to go into his injury in more detail, but he did not practice this week, so I'm not surprised that he is out for this game. Alex Redmond had a limited practice Wednesday, but finished with 2 full practices, so I expect Redmond to be good to go. And as I predicted, John Ross will be out. He did not practice Thursday and Friday. That groin injury seems to be lingering, and they probably did the right thing in letting him sit out this game. Now, let's get to Miami, who's somewhat trying to hide some things here, but I will let you guys know what my thoughts are on which guys will play. So Danny Amendola, he doesn't have a game status, but he had 2 full practices Thursday and Friday. He's more than likely going to play. Brandon Bolden didn't practice Wednesday, but did participate Thursday and went full Friday, so I expect him to play. Andre Branch is kind of in that similar fashion or that similar kind of injury status as Michael Johnson. Didn't practice Wednesday, had 2 limited practices, so he's definitely questionable for the game. I would say it would probably be a coin flip on whether or not he will play. A.J. Derby has been declared out. Bobby McCain has been declared out, so that means that they have some injuries in the secondary with McCain not being there. And the Bengals might catch a huge break here with Cameron Wake not practicing the entire week with a knee injury. I would assume that Cameron Wake might miss this game, which could be huge for the Bengals. Looks like Devontae Parker was limited with a quad. I would expect Devontae Parker to go. That's not always a for sure, surefire thing because he's actually had that status earlier this year for the Dolphins and hasn't played. But I would expect Devontae Parker to suit it up. You look at Jawan James, the tackle. He went full on Friday. I expect him to play. Rashad Jones went full. I expect him to play. T.J. McDonald, I expect to play. Frank Gore didn't practice on Thursday, but I expect that was just probably a veteran rest there. So the Bengals are in good shape. They actually have some key injuries against their opponent that could hurt the Dolphins, especially if Wake doesn't play. But please let me know what your comments are. Dolphins fans, feel free to chime in. I appreciate you guys thanking me for my knowledge and looking at both sides. I pride myself on that. Even though I am a Bengals fan, I like to do my research around the league. But as usual, I'll leave you guys with a who day, all day, every day, and especially on Sunday.